Hey guys, this is Black Leader Travis Grossman checking in to let you know that Campus Life is moving days to Thursdays, where Knights of the Nerd Republic used to live. So now, every other week, you can catch Campus Life on Thursdays after this episode. So, hope to see you then.
Good morning, class, and welcome back to the Nerd Academy podcast. Hosted by our headmaster, Jared Bachman Stubbs. You can find all of us here at the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on our website, www.thenerdacademypodcast.com. Our shows, the Nerd Academy Podcast, Knights of the Nerd Republic, and Campus Life are released weekly at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget, check out our Patreon where every donation helps to keep the lights on.
Hello, class, and welcome back to Campus Life, the show where we bring you behind the curtain to hear what's going on in the lives of your favorite nerdy professors. I am your host, Jared the Dark Jedi Bachman Stubbs, and joining us this week is Black Leader Travis Grossman.
Howdy.
We got the Lore Keeper Connor Chikiti.
Hello there, everyone.
We have the professor himself, Levi Baum.
I want my money back.
That's a mood.
And we have the Sentinel, Joel Basenback.
Hello, everyone.
So, we're going to see how this episode turns out. This is always a riff sesh. There's always something different happening whenever we record this show. I had a lot of fun with the last week. Joel, what have you been up to, buddy?
I am editing a new intro for our show.
Yes, you are.
Awesome.
You'll probably hear it on this one.
You may. Do you want to?
I mean, if it's ready.
Okay, all right, then we will do that for the show as well. So if you're hearing this, then you may or may not have already heard it, and that's what I'm working on right now. So I was just messing around with it and hoping it sounds all right for you all, and you're all enthusiastic about it as we are.
You can just hear our enthusiasm.
Yeah.
No one said anything.
Giant
I wasn't sure.
grill.
I thought you were about to play it, so I got like very quiet because I didn't want to talk over it.
Yeah.
No, here, I'll
Sorry,
play the first part. Good morning, class, and welcome back to the Nerd Academy podcast. And that's your teaser.
Whoa, amazing.
Holy
Awesome.
shit.
I'm hooked.
Groundbreaking material over here.
Okay, so other than that, so should I just keep talking about what I've been up to?
Yeah, absolutely. You get a conversation going.
Do it.
I wish I could to explain the absolute craziness that is this project I'm working on that's due tomorrow that I'm going to be should be doing instead of editing the intro. That's beside the point.
I feel that.
So for genetics, we have to show the stages of meiosis from a diploid cell all the way through meiosis 1 and meiosis 2 to haploid cells as well. Anyway, so we would use gummy worms, which we would use the two different colors and then the two different kinds, sour and normal, to distinguish between maternal and paternal and chromosome 1 and 2, just for demonstration purposes. But instead, because we're all home under quarantine, I had to come up with some other creative way to do it, and I instead used crochet to make them.
Of course you did.
So I have 4 little crochet chromosomes here, dyad chromosomes to be more specific.
A dyad in the zone.
Yeah, so I just got through. So I have to take pictures of each stage, and I just got through the crossing over at the chiasmata. So I had to cut some of the one chromosome and tie it into the other one. Anyways, that's beside the point. Other than that, I've been working on podcast stuff, studying still. I mean, if you're paying attention to any of the other shows, and you're an avid follower of us, which we need plenty of.
That is
I've
very
been studying
true.
for the MCATs, so I have all the MCAT textbooks in front of me right now. I've been reading Harry Potter y la Piedra Filosofal, which is my attempt at reading Harry Potter in Spanish for my Spanish minor. Oh, what else? That's pretty much it. I'm just chilling, watching TV. I've been almost done with Madam Secretary, which is like been my saving grace at keeping me distracted from anything that I'm supposed to be doing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's fun stuff. I want.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, as fun as the stuff can be under quarantine, Joel, I think that the official Nerd Academy social media needs pictures of your crochet chromosomes.
Okay, all
I
right.
think we all do.
Yeah,
I'll do it right now.
Like, not only our followers and listeners, but us as well.
we deserve it. We deserve
Yeah.
crochet chromosomes, crochet-mosomes, if you will.
Here, I'll show you. I'll send the ones post Chiasmata.
Okay, that sounds like a freaking Star Wars planet.
Yeah,
Or a system.
go to the Chiasmata system.
Yeah, go to the Chiasmata system.
There, I
Ooh.
sent it to the staff chat.
Oh my god, that's so
Staff in
adorable. That's so adorable.
That's awesome.
So what you're looking at is you've got each one is a dyad chromosome, pink for maternal and blue for paternal, and the crossing over on the extensions there you can see a little bit of pink, et cetera, and then in the center you have the centromere, and then so the centromere is made up of two different proteins. One is what is one? Let me try to think here. One is Shugoshin and Cohesin, and yeah, that stuff. Anyway, so then the red designates chromosome number 2, and then the plain chromosome are the top two in chromosome 1, and so you have two homologous pairs, and I have to go through each stage and then put a poster together for it. So
I just love the sentence that I'm crocheting chromosomes. I don't think there's anything more on brand for you than that, Joel. That is spectacular. I love that so much.
Yeah, it's a fun time,
Looks like it. Levi, what have you been up to, buddy?
I watched a 5-hour recap of One Piece
Me too.
Nice.
instead of doing homework.
How was that? I want to watch it really badly. I haven't had a chance to
It was
yet.
pretty funny.
It's good.
Um,
It's like a genuine it actually recaps everything really well.
The only thing he got wrong is when the Straw Hats met Ace. That happened in the Alabasta arc. He thought it happened later. But aside from that,
No, it doesn't happen in Alabasta.
does he?
Yeah.
I thought he said it
kn-
happened in Gaia.
No, when he gets to Gaia is when he remembers that he forgot it at Alabasta.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I mean, even if
Yeah.
he was wrong, like how many hundreds of episodes and only one mistake, like one continuity error? Holy shit.
960.
Yeah, and isn't anime usually known the fact that they just overwrite crap all the time?
It depends on the show.
Yeah,
Okay.
it does depend on the show. For One Piece, it's been pretty,
With one
what do you
exception,
call it?
pretty consistent.
pretty faithful.
Gotcha.
The artwork in the anime is not consistent, so that's
No,
why you should just
that's-
read the manga. But yeah, it was a fun time, and I forgot about the samurai's butt on a dragon and how it communicates via farting.
That sounds right up this show's alley.
You wouldn't know.
No, I mean you're right. I wouldn't know, but I'm just saying, just the idea of communicating via ass gas is pretty on brand for us.
Oh, yeah.
By this show, I meant the Nerd Academy stuff. I should
Yes,
have been
yes,
more
yes.
clear. But yeah, anything else? Anything else fun you're watching or?
What have I watched? No. But I have gotten back into Skyrim. I talked about that a bit on the previous episode, so I won't dive too into it. But I have already killed 2 of my companions accidentally.
Oh God, no!
I'm not even level 20. And I've
Oh,
already killed 2 of them. So
No.
I rushed the Dawn Guard DLC so I can get a companion that won't die
Fair,
in
fair.
Sarana.
Now,
Yeah,
when
so
you
the
say you
best.
accidentally killed them, was this like a misfire of a spell, or
Yeah, because I'm trying a mage this time,
you mentioned that? Yeah.
and like all the companions I've been using just so happen to be, hand-to-hand combat oriented, melee oriented. So those
That's
idiots
how I
go
do it.
charging in. I have a firebolt ready to blast, and this idiot it jumps in. Oh, watch it, and then they start to crouch down, and then the extra damage from fire kills them.
What are you doing? I'm on your side.
Yeah.
Friendly fire
Well-
is on indeed.
Killing Lydia only got me a 40 gold bounty, though.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You'd think being the Thane of Whiterun and having a house Carl at your side and having them die by your hand, you'd have like a pretty substantially higher bounty.
Yeah, like at
Yeah.
least 43 gold.
Yeah. I was
think-
thinking 45, but
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I know. We're going way up here.
All I see is the meme from Infinity War, wherever like Thanos is in like the Soul Stone realm, talking to Baby Gamora. It's just like, did you do it?
What did it cost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did it cost?
Yes.
40 fucking gold, and that's it.
What did it cost? 45 gold. 45 septums to be exact.
And
Uh,
like every time I start a new playthrough on Skyrim on my Xbox, I feel like it gets more and more glitchy. like
dude, literally,
it doesn't
I agree with that.
autosave all the time now. And there's
Oh.
only 3 autosaves at a time. So
I agree. Dude, for me, it auto saves too much. But like,
that's
I
what
think
happened in my
because-
previous playthrough.
Yeah,
But in this one, it's not doing anything. So
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't
I
understand.
think for me it was in the settings. I think you can adjust the time
Hmm.
for how many autosaves happen.
In any case, I wasn't used to it not auto-saving, so I didn't save myself, and I wasn't going back an hour just to save, random named orc
Yeah.
or Lydia. I hate Lydia.
What? Yeah. Why?
So what
I'm
you're
just
saying
curious.
is it
Why
wasn't
do
an
I hate
accident.
Lydia?
You were
Yeah.
aiming for her.
I mean, other than the
Because
fact that like.
She
She's
always,
super boring.
always gets in the way.
Okay, yeah, especially
Like-
when you're trying to walk out of a freaking building.
Yes.
It's
yes. I'm trying to
like,
shoot.
why?
Yeah, I'm trying to shoot a bow at an enemy or a spell at an enemy. She's there to catch it with her back. I'm trying to run away from an enemy because they're at like a lot higher level than I thought. She's
Yeah.
blocking the way. I die.
I'm getting PTSD flashbacks from this.
And it's Lydia. I don't have that problem with anyone else. So I'm
Dude,
kind of glad
it's like
she's dead.
like Bethesda was like, all right, how can we make this follower fuck with your character? Okay, we'll make Lydia stand in the way. We'll
Make her
this
borderline
other follower-
suicidal.
Yeah.
Oh, and for those of you who do know what happens in Skyrim, I went on that Greymane quest to save their son or whatever
Yeah.
in the Thalmor embassy. That idiot got in front of me, got hit by my fire, and he would not stop attacking me. Like I
The
for
sun?
2 hours I was trying to get him to calm down.
Yeah. Wait. The freaking sun attacked you.
Yeah, because he got in
What?
the way and got affected by my fire.
This bullshit. What?
Levi, you said
Like he's a quest item. Why is he attacking me?
Yeah, dude,
But-
that also annoys the crap out of me when like I would just randomly pick up stuff and then like all of a sudden I try to like either sell it or just drop it, and it'll be like quest
Stop.
items cannot be removed, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
what quest is this for?
What?
And then I look it up, and it's like I've done this quest. This is a quest. Says to fix this now.
I'm rushing the Stones of Baranzaya quest. There's like
That's fair.
24 of them.
Yeah.
Quest items, can't be stolen. Just says you hover over it. It says take or pick up.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
did that,
Oh,
and they called me a thief.
what?
I had to pay like 20 gold or whatever. Still kept the quest item.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! I really hope in Elder Scrolls 6, like the AI is
Better.
better, but
Yeah,
like
you're
at the
assuming
same
that game
time,
will
I kind
function
of
at
like how
all.
dumb the AI is in Skyrim because it just makes for such an interesting time.
It is funny. You can like
Yeah.
put a basket over their heads and steal everything in their shop.
I've done that before. It's so fun. Oh man,
You're expecting a lot of Bethesda for them to put something that works in their game.
yeah, that's very true. That's what I've figured out from like memes and what.
You guys know that in I think it's Fallout 3, they couldn't figure out how to make a train work, so the train that runs in that game is actually just like a person that's underneath the map with a train for a head.
What the?
You're
Oh
kidding.
my gosh, that is amazing.
I'm not a Fallout person. I don't think I've really ever played a Bethesda game, but that's hilarious. I want to play
You have
Fallout
one,
3 just for
sitting
that.
on your shelf
It
called
just works.
Dishonored.
Dang.
I took damage on that one. I lost like 5 HP for that.
Yeah, you lost like 15, my guy.
Talking about game glitches, and I feel bad. I feel like I'm cheating on Spencer talking about it while he's not here to laugh his ass off just at me mentioning it. My all-time
I mean,
favorite.
he'll laugh at it when he listens to
I
this
mean,
episode.
yeah, but he loves talking about it. Like I'll bring it up, and then he'll just take the story from there. YouTube
Gotcha.
ascension of the Jackdaw glitch on YouTube.
Oh,
In Assassin's Creed 4, there is this hilarious glitch that it'll happen randomly. Like, I don't think anybody knows a way to trigger it. But if you have your ship docked, the Jackdaw, which is the name of the pirate ship, will, like, sometimes for no reason sink into the ocean. And then the water, it looks like you're parting the Red Sea, but only around the Jackdaw. So,
jeez.
the water will dissipate and just shape this Jackdaw, or form this Jackdaw-shaped hole in the ocean. And it just goes straight down. And then slowly all of the crew members just get raptured up into the goddamn sky. And like just start slowly floating up into nothing. And you're just standing there on the dock as Edward, just watching your crew, just one at a time, just straight up into the ether. And then eventually the Jackdaw also will get raptured up into the sky, and then there's just nothing for a few seconds. And then out of nowhere, it just like slowly comes back down. The crewmates all come back onto the ship, and they all just come lowered back down from the sky. Like God was like, "Okay, you're not done yet. That was just a test. That was just a sound check for the rapture." And then they all just like slowly come floating back down onto the ship, and then like nothing happened at all. But it's so funny to see it. Absolutely, YouTube that. You'll thank me later.
the glitches for
But
the glitches for Assassin's Creed is my favorite part of the replay I've been doing. It's happening as we speak because I am still playing Assassin's Creed right now.
Like currently, oh yeah.
Like I'm running around Rome right now.
I was gonna say I wouldn't recommend that in real life right now, unless you have a
I'm
hazmat
currently-
suit on.
I'm
Yeah.
currently in the
You
streets.
have a hazmat suit and
Rome.
just somehow immunity to corona.
At this point, you'd think I would because you thought I would have got it by now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true. Same.
I'm sure if anybody
Oh.
listening has like a Nerd Academy Deadpool going for who's gonna get coronavirus first, you would probably
Oh, it's me. It's gotta be me, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Travis, what fun glitches have you run into while replaying Assassin's Creed?
So yeah, yesterday or the day before, I started Brotherhood again, and in the couriers that you can tackle to get like money and loot.
Yeah.
So when they see you, like when their AI recognizes that you are like coming for them, they get faster, right? They start like sprinting,
Yeah.
and they like climb really well and stuff. And for whatever reason, I found one. I'm like, oh, I'm low on money. I'll get like $1,500 from this. This is fine. And this man like turned around, and the game was like, okay, and now he will climb, and he just launched. It was like, okay, we're gonna have him climb. There's nothing around for him to climb. Yeet. I didn't find him after that.
I just see him doing like the Incredible Hulk jump, just like
Kind of.
just like shatters the ground around him as he takes not flight. That's funny. I'm trying to think
Like the game just.
that is hilarious. I never get to experience like the fun glitches like that. Like I never personally experienced the Ascension of the Jackdaw thing. Anytime I'm playing a game and it glitches out, it just breaks the fucking game. Like I never get like the like goofy shit like that. I just end up floating outside of wherever I'm supposed to be, and I'm like, well, I guess I gotta restart this.
Yeah, that's what happened to me with friggin' Fallen Order one time. I was just like, I was going down a sliding
I saw this on
mechanism.
Twitter.
Yeah, and I start walking, and all of a sudden, and like the ground and everything isn't rendering correctly, so it looks like early 2000s graphics, and I'm like, okay, so it's just gotta take like a few seconds or so to render correctly. And then all of a sudden I start walking, and Cal just falls through the map into a black abyss, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I literally saved that video, tagged Respawn in a tweet, and I'm like, can you fix this? Obviously I restarted the game and everything, and it didn't happen, but
See,
I was just
I know, Travis, you watched it, and Connor, you mentioned that you had seen it. That video about the guy who played Fallen Order without using his lightsaber.
yes.
Yeah, I watched it.
That was amazing.
He
I
mentioned in it that like there's a way to like glitch yourself through Kashyyyk and like not have to play it at all.
That freaks me out, dude.
Because I can't remember how exactly he did it, but like after you get
speed running crap.
Yeah, he was a speedrunner who figured it out.
Yeah.
That like after you get the power up on BD1 where he can like go up the zip lines now. I think
it's not that. It's,
no, which one is it?
The Scomp Link.
Oh, it's the Scomp Link.
No, Scomp Link is on Zepho.
Whatever he gets on Kashyyyk.
Zipline is also on Zepho, your second trip.
Yeah.
But
Overcharge. It's the Overcharge that's on Kashyyyk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, because you need something to lock onto to do the block jump. So you have to initiate the spider fight.
Yeah.
Also, how is Ezio in these like beautiful onyx colored robes blending in with groups of cardinals?
Because he has a hood on. That's why. The hood
guess.
makes him instantly mysterious and hard to track. But
I suppose.
with like that one where he just like he glitched through the map where like all you could see was like the skyline of Kashyyyk, where you see like all the towering trees and shit, and he just walked his happy ass back to the Mantis through the air, and like eventually like there comes a point where it just auto renders you right in the Mantis.
Oh my gosh.
In a lot of the Batman Arkham games for speedruns, that's how they speedrun most of the game, is you can like glide into the map in some spots. And so like you just have Infiniglide and you're underneath the city of Gotham.
That is insane. I don't understand how people figure that out. Like that must take hours of just trial and error of like, okay, can I get through this?
Probably,
can I get through this?
at
Can I
least
get through this?
hours.
Like that's wild. Like I have so much respect for speedrunners. Like the amount of like, you know, very Batman, the amount of prep time that it takes to figure out, okay, these are the regions of the map that I can just glide and ghost through to get to the other end of the game.
Yeah, I have fond memories of living in Toledo with my boys, and just leaving games done quick as a like. Oh shit! This man started running. You think I'm going to kill him? You're right. But we would just leave games done quick, which is like a 24-hour charity live stream of people just speed running games. Super cool to watch when it's on. The replays go up on YouTube, I think, and we would just leave that on for like, the entire weekend and just watch really cool shit.
Yeah, that's fun. Like, and I wonder, like, and some games are obviously going to be way easier to speed run. Like you have your decently houred campaigns like Fallen Order, but like more simple games like a Mario Brothers or something, I'd love to see speed run.
I think you have like the divisions of like.
Wait, can you speed run? Wait, no, yeah, it's probably possible that you can speed run Call of Duty.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I just realized that because like their campaigns are not that long.
No, I don't know that they ever really do them at Games Done Quick, but I'm sure you can look it up.
Because like the only glitch I've ever experienced that I was like really able to take advantage of, and this is a hell of a throwback. On my Game Boy Advanced.
Oh my!
I sound like a dinosaur on that one. Holy crap!
Yeah,
I had the first Lego Star Wars game for my Game Boy Advanced.
And that was
the hardest like battle in there for me was when you fought Count Dooku on the Invisible Hand, like in Chapter 1 of Revenge of the Sith. And I figured out that there is this hilarious glitch that I took advantage of every time. Once I figured it out, because I was just trying to run away from the first time this happened, I was just trying to run away from Count Dooku so I could like try to find hearts. Because like when you died in that, it didn't just respawn you immediately. Like if you died in that game, like you had to go back a decent amount.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And you've done this, so I would like, and again, completely by accident, I had him follow me up the little balcony, like where he jumps down from in the movie. And then I jumped down from that balcony, and he went to do it, and then every time he did it, for some reason, Dooku just got stuck up there.
That's funny.
He got stuck like mid backflip animation, and was just standing there with like his legs in his crotch, his legs stretched out like he's jumping, his arms out like he's T-posing, and his cape over his head, and was just frozen there. And I just walked back up the steps and just hack at his back until he died. Is that the same thing that happened for you, Levi?
I was making a joke because your Wi-Fi sucks and I can't hear you.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't realize I was cutting in and out that badly. That's not good.
You were. I mean, like we could reasonably make out what you said, but
yeah,
at least I could.
I could too. Yeah.
Okay, good.
But I mean, that's just kind of cheesing a fight. That's like the last fight of what's it called? Assassin's Creed 2. You can just like, because for whatever reason, Ezio can just make clones of himself at the end of the game.
Naturally.
You just kind of like stand back, get out your throwing knives, and just start throwing.
I've never known how I felt about like easily cheesable boss fights, because like there's the dork in me that likes the like the fun of like an actual battle, but then when they get too hard, like like a very little Jared who could not handle Count Dooku, like there comes a point where it's like, you know what, kiss my ass, this is easier. I also, oh wow, I don't know, maybe this has happened for you guys. This is just going to be the game glitch episode. I was replaying, this is a while ago, I was replaying the first Force Unleashed on my Xbox. And at this point, I had already maxed out all my Force abilities and the Force talents and all that stuff. And I was replaying the first Felucia mission where you fight Shakti. And I used like the lightning shield ability. And it was like full force. and I was just battering the hell out of Shock T. And I hit her hard enough with enough combos. And maybe part of the glitch was that she just got stuck in place and just couldn't move out of the way or guard. But I like melted her health bar to the point where like I did like this slam where you like just come overhead and just bring your saber down on the ground with the lightning over it.
Oh, dude, I use that all the time.
Which is such cheese on its own.
Yeah.
But I did that with the lightning shield going, so it was just like at this point I was just Zeus hurling a lightning bolt at Shock T. And like I came down on her and it broke her for whatever reason that she wasn't guarding as well as she normally does. And it yeeted her so hard into the Sarlacc. Not necessarily so hard, but for whatever reason, it sent her into the Sarlacc, which you can normally do, and she normally just jumps back out. But when I did that, she goes flying. I've only gotten through half of her health bar, and it took me into the quick time event to kill her. And I have no idea how I did that, or if that is like a thing that you can somehow trigger. No clue how it happened, but I somehow pulled it off.
Yeah, that's I remember I was talking with a friend of mine, and he was telling me how he basically cheesed the final Trilla boss fight. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh,
it's that easy?
I think we
He's
talked
like,
about
yeah.
this on Nights, but I abused that fight so hard.
I think so the way my controller layout was for my first 4 playthroughs, I would have triangle be block and L1 be like whatever it was, instead of L1 being block and triangle being whatever it's used for. And I could almost never use the split saber because just those 2 buttons are so close together.
Yeah.
But I decided on my current playthrough to just keep the controller layout like it is, with L1 being block. And I've surprisingly gotten I've adjusted well to it. And now, dude, split saber. I mean, I'm not at that part in the story yet. I'm currently on Dathomir, about to traumatize Cal again. And about to go through one of my favorite scenes.
Cal needs
again.
like space better help. Like he needs a hug.
Wait, say that again.
I said Cal needs space better help or an actual therapist or something.
Yeah, he's got BD1.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough for him.
But when I started screwing around with split saber, especially with like that all the combos you can do with it, I was like, this is not okay how powerful he is with this. But I'll take it.
See, the way I cheesed it, and again, I think I talked about this on Night, so I'll keep this one quick. I kept dying. So I got to the point where if, like, the moment I hit Trilla, I not only got all my XP back, but I got all my force bar back. So I abused that, and I would kind of dodge around Trilla and get her cornered on like the far left part of that platform during the fight.
Oh, jeez.
And then I'd hit her with slow, and then I'd do the twin saber attack.
Yeah.
And then once I did that, I got all of my force bar back. At which point, force freezed her again.
Oh my god!
Did that attack again, and like while she's in the animation of getting ragdolled by that, I just like sprinted up to her and just kept bashing her with my saber, filled up my force bar again, slowed her again, twin lightsabers again, and by that point her health bar is halfway down, and she's just like throwing the flashbangs at me, and I was like, okay, I earned that.
Those stupid flashbangs.
Joel, you have any quirky game glitches that you've reversed yourself into by accident?
Man, I could have told you a million game glitches when I was still playing video games. But I couldn't recall for the life of me. I mean, I've been sitting here this whole time, we've been talking about it, trying to think. You know, the most of the games that I've ever played, you know, include like Toontown. Have you ever played Toontown?
I could never remember my Toontown login, so I played the first hour of Toontown like 30 times.
Okay, well, there used to be a glitch in Toontown where you could like fix yourself into the wall somehow. I can't remember like many details, but I have this vague memory of it. And then like that reminds me even Call of Duty, when you played Call of Duty and you know Call of Duty Modern Warfare, when you went to I think it was Crossfire, and you went and stood on top of the washing machine or whatever it is with a rocket launcher, and you would backwards jump while you're launching it, and you would end up on top of the map and stuff like that. Like back when doing those glitches was fun and wasn't overpowered, and everybody did it, and everybody hacked every single frigging game, you know.
You know, there's still lobbies open for like Modern Warfare 2.
Are you serious?
I got
Wow.
on like, so I keep
Wow.
my PlayStation profile like set to look offline all the time, but mine says that I last logged on however many months ago on the PlayStation 3 because I got on just to see if it would still work, and like I couldn't, my level wouldn't stay. Like if I got off the game, it would reset me to level 1. But
That's weird.
That's odd. Yeah.
like you could still get in, and most of the games are actually fine. It's just a matter of like finding a lobby with enough people, or if they're glitched, it's like everyone can just like super jump and fall damage is off, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Does anyone recall a game where you would end up like backwards walking out of nowhere?
Not one.
I've had that happen before.
Like you'll
but,
be
like, I don't
walking
know
and
if
then
there
like
was
you'll lag back and it'll look like you're moonwalking.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've had
yeah.
that happen before, but I don't know if there's been one particular game for me where that's happened like
Right.
frequently.
League of Legends.
Right.
No, but that's funny. Like I said, it's always fun to like encounter that kind of stuff. I know Watch Mojo is just a bit of a meme for existing.
Oh God.
But they,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, and yes, absolutely, they deserve to have that mockery.
Status.
Yes, but that's where I found a lot of like the funny shit, like the Ascension of the Jackdaw stuff. Is they have these two funny, hilarious videos. They're like the two of the top 10 glitches of all time videos, part 1 and 2. They're so funny. Like that is if I need a good laugh, like that is one of my consistent, like this will make my sides hurt kind of nonsense. Who have I not actually asked how their week went? And that's the fun thing about this show is we can go off on like batshit insane tangents and it not matter whose week I asked about yet.
That's how it works.
Travis, did I ask you yet? Oh yes, Walmart story time.
I better still be here for this. When
Eat the
dinner
Rich. We're gonna eat the rich.
Yes.
Okay,
We're going to
get me in on that.
yeah. So we this week got. So wait, we're recording on April 15th. We should specify. So this past weekend we put in our automated unload line. So normally my job at Walmart is I show up at 1:00. We unload the general merchandise truck. That takes until about between 4 and 5 normally. Then I go and stock for the remainder of that time till 6. I take my lunch. I go back out and stock till 8. And then at 8, I go to the back and pull the things that weren't stocked out to the floor for overnight to stock. And then I leave at 10:00. That's like my normal day, or at least what was my normal day. Until we got, I don't know if we've named the line yet. I keep calling it Skynet. I don't know if that's going to stick.
I hope it does.
It better. It'll scare the crap out of people.
Dude, its voice is haunting.
It talks?
Like you're not. Oh, it talks, yeah, because the lanes fill up. It has to let you know that the lane is full or that there's a jam somewhere. You know, because it jams very easily. So now we have to unload at a fixed pace. Usually, like, it didn't matter the size of the truck, we'd get done in the same amount of time. Versus now, the truck unloads at exactly 1,000 pieces per hour at a maximum. Which our trucks range usually between 2,000 and 3,000 pieces, but they've been on the 3,000 side more often than not recently. So our unloads take now anywhere from 2.5 to 3 hours at a minimum. And that's not including things like one of our pieces of line that goes into the truck doesn't communicate with the rest of the line, so we can't use it. So for at about the 2/3 point in the truck, they just have to like walk everything to the line, which takes way longer. Trying to think what else. So we have to use less people now because everything, like, there's not as much stuff to sort because it sorts the stuff and then we just stack it. So now instead of having like 6-ish people on the line, we only have 4, but they're covering way more areas, so you're just running around like a madman.
Mm-hmm.
For reference, my usual, like, my phone has a step tracker on it, right? My usual, like, end of workday step count is like 22 to 25,000. My step count with this new line is now averaging 30.
That is insane.
Wow.
So on top of that, so now my usual day is I show up at 1. We can't start the unload till everyone's there because then, like, we just don't have enough people. Because the other thing is you can't maneuver around the line easier. So before, like, if someone was missing stuff, you could jump down and help them. But now it's so, like, big and our back room is so small that you just can't, like, there's no way around. There's nowhere to pull full pallets if we need to move stuff. So it's just it's a mess. But
I just think it's hilarious that the quote unquote automated line that should, in theory, be replacing you is.
it's just making my job harder.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand how they like shit the bed that badly on that one.
dog, this thing was engineered by 5th graders.
To be fair, the 5th graders on Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader are like really, really smart.
That's true.
God
but
tier.
These
Yeah.
God
were
tier
not
5th
Yeah.
graders.
These are not those 5th graders.
These are not your normal 5th graders.
If they're the A team, I'm talking like the Z team at best.
Oh, jeez. At best. Oh, God.
At best.
So that's why
Um,
half of it doesn't work, but it does play music.
Yeah, there is an aux cord. We can play music through it. We jammed Eurobeat through it. The first AI was on it, so that was fun. I want to start slipping in, like, do you hear the people sing, just to start an uprising, as you do.
I cannot wait until the day that, breaking news, Walmart in Western Pennsylvania has a massive communist revolt. All managers drawn,
coming.
quartered, and decapitated.
Don't tempt me. That's a lie. Like, the problems that we have at our store are not the manager's fault, it's corporate's fault.
Still, that's funny as hell. I can't. I just the image of having this giant machine in the middle of the room and a bunch of people, despite that, having to do like the fireman's line of of like, okay,
Yeah.
here's this package of meat, here's the meat, here's the meat, here's the meat, here's the meat. This would have been done a half an hour ago.
Basically, and like, so now our unload takes, we're usually done like a little after 5. And because it reads late, like, we get pallets of stuff on the truck that aren't labeled. So, like, anything that's already on a pallet on the truck is unlabeled merchandise. So we have to sort that out ourselves, and usually like we know where everything went already, so that wasn't a problem. But now because that line can't, and
Yeah.
it gets sent to the end where like it's just a pain in the ass to have to maneuver it back up to its spot. We have to take time after the truck to downstack every pallet outside of the truck. So I get back from my first break a little after 5, spend the next hour doing that. So the truck unload effectively takes me till my lunch break, at least.
That is absurd. Like, I don't, again, like, it just hurts my head to imagine how the automated system has made your job harder inherently. But hey, you're getting a workout out of it, at least having to sprint all over the place.
Yeah, and I'm staying off the floor more. Like Sunday, I literally did not stalk at all.
I heard that as stalk instead of stock.
Oh, like stalking, like stalking.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
That's how I heard it. And I'm like, what?
Travis
That
is just,
I did a lot of because I had to hunt down my manager for power jack keys.
That's fair.
that sucks so much. I'm so sorry. You already have to deal with so much shit. Like, now you have this half-assed robot and no hazard pay.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that doesn't even begin to start the whole. So like, we I mentioned this on TNAP, but then it got kind of cut off, and I don't know how much of it actually ended up in the show. I don't remember, but they said they're limiting entry into the store. They're not. They're limiting it to like fire capacity, which we never hit anyway. So the store is just its normal amount of packed. Only now we know exactly how much.
Yeah, and that's the really disgusting thing to me, is like the way that like that lie on its face of like, oh, don't worry, we're keeping the numbers of people down, people here
It's like
down. Like,
yeah, it's like they're doing it so that they can say they're limiting entry without limiting entry. They say they're giving us wellness checks when in reality all they're doing is asking us if we've traveled internationally on Walmart Pay, and then taking my temperature with a food thermometer.
I forgot about that.
Like because the day they started doing that, I didn't know about it, so I didn't get the wellness check. I was just like, they were giving everyone the first day pass of like, if you didn't know, you didn't know, do it tomorrow. Because like clearly you would be like, you're probably aware if you're sick.
yeah,
But I went in the next day and they took my temperature with a laser food thermometer, and I ran to the break room, sat down with the department managers that I'm pretty good friends with, and was like, why didn't any of you warn me?
because they say wellness check, they almost make it sound like they're going to give you an actual physical. Like when you use terminology like that, which just like it's another dime in the bucket of claiming that they're doing something to help with this chaos when they're not doing anything at all.
Well, and then on the like our Walmart's Facebook page, they're like donating stuff to the Excella building next door and stuff, and it's like that's great, but like you're not actually helping that much.
No. And I'm sure they're only donating a fraction of what they could be as well.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing is like they could be donating to them, paying us more, because like their equivalent to paying us more is that they just like everyone's auto approved for overtime. If you like make overtime, they're not going to get you in trouble for it.
Yeah.
But that means you have to be in the store more.
Yeah, on
So
the
the
front
version
lines
of hazard
longer,
pay
yeah.
is, hey, put yourself in more danger.
Oh, that is abhorrent and disappointing, but also very funny the way you tell it, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, like it's hysterical because it shouldn't be happening. Like it's just so dumb. You know? I should also mention that not every like this is not representative of every corporation. Like most grocery stores, from what I understand, are giving hazard pay. I know like Sheetz is giving hazard pay. They're paying like an extra $3 an hour.
Oh, okay.
like most places are upping wages. It is specifically Walmart that hasn't.
The
And
one
Amazon-
that definitely could. The ones that definitely could.
Could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have it.
you know.
Yeah.
I don't think Amazon has either. I could be wrong. But like I can speak from experience that like if you are shopping at a Walmart right now, don't.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay.
Like try your best to avoid it.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because, for the most part, Walmart does have the cheapest prices in the game. For the most part, like I know my mom is very much a power shopper. Like she will, not only does she get things relatively in bulk, she will also like go out of her way to be like, okay, I know this costs this much at Giant Eagle. I know this much costs this much
Yeah.
here, yada yada. And more often than not, like if she goes on like a grocery haul, she spends the less money at Walmart than she does at the other places, and she gets more there as well. So that there's the unfortunate reality that you're going to have to bite the bullet and spend more money, which is harder to come by right now, on those important items. But it's absurd. And again, I know we made the joke on Nerd Academy about not wanting to, I don't want to be called a hero. I want extra fucking money, but
Yeah, I don't. Like I
Yeah.
genuinely don't. It's
Yeah.
you're doing important
Like,
work out there, and you deserve more for it. And it's disgusting that you're not getting it.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Hard agreed.
Well, oh, wow, we're already almost at an hour here. Holy shit.
Dang.
Yeah.
we also get to play the fun game at work of how many people can you count using protective equipment wrong?
Oh my gosh.
Because like so many people will walk in with masks, but like the mask is on their chin. They're wearing it like a yarmulke.
Wow.
They have
Um,
the straps because like there's the ones that do 2 straps around your head and the ones that do the straps on the ears. They'll have one that does straps on the ears, but then they'll have like one strap pulled over their head and the other just dangling at their chin.
My God.
The most common.
That actually
most-
reminds me, when you said yarmulke, that actually reminds me, for my American history course that I'm currently taking, before everything went to crap, one of our assignments is that we have to attend like 3 religious services, and we've attended 2 of 3, and we went to a traditional Latin mass, and then we went to a Jewish service. So, and the Jewish service was definitely really interesting and really like
I thought you were about to
enlightening.
be like, and they were wearing their yarmulkes as protective face.
No, because in this one, because the one that like me and my class were at, the kids were the choir, and I think usually that's not the case, but I think there was some event or whatever where the kids were singing all the songs of the procession, and that was really fun. So just wanted to add that when you said yarmulke, I'm like, oh, okay.
That's cool. Yeah, that is a cool experience, though, Connor. Like, I know I'm
It
not a very
really
religious
was.
person, but like I've gotten the pleasure of like accompanying Spencer to his church a couple times, even though he knows I'm not a very religious person,
Yeah, I'm not either. So
and has invited me there. He's like, so you can, just so you can see what it's like, and it's a beautiful thing
Yeah.
at its core. But
like, it's so funny because I'm in a I'm like sort of active with like the campus ministry at my campus, and I'm in this one group chat where it's a bunch of them, and they're like super religious, and then I'm just kind of sitting there like, literally the only way I can relate to any of this is Star Wars.
yeah, I just
Like the Force, the Jedi, the Sith, easy.
well, that's like what Levi's working on. Like Levi made the passing comment we were playing Cards Against Humanity online together with how like the one census shook out where like there were people who for their religion self-identified as Jedi.
Dude, I know those people. I love those people. That actually reminds me now, I'm probably going to be able to join y'all with those games from now on because I just got a an actual good adapter for my headphone jack, because the ones that we got before, they weren't like Apple official, but we thought they were good enough. So we ordered them. We got a 3-pack, and I plugged it in, and then I started listening. I started like testing it out. And at first it wasn't that staticky, but then later on there was static coming through the earbuds, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So, and then the worst part, and then that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was that when talking with people, either through Discord or when I was chatting with a friend of mine on FaceTime, her audio was coming through my phone speaker and not my earbuds. And it was the same with Discord. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So we ended up returning them and just getting like the Apple official ones, and suffice to say they've worked.
Well, I'm glad you can join us from now on.
Yeah. Well, for the
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, but whenever
dependent
you can.
on the situation and everything. I was hoping. What was it? One, I think it was, but I had to finish an assignment, and like I was doing decent. I was like, then I just got distracted, and I was like, "Oh crap! It's 1 a.m. I need to finish this assignment."
Travis, are there any other like really bad offenders that you've seen with the equipment?
A lot of people using gloves but then touching their face while wearing gloves. Whoa,
oh
that was weird.
Gosh,
that is the worst. I don't understand like how much of a dumbass.
4 bars of free running and ended up in the right spot somehow.
Hell yeah. I saw a video the other day,
Assassin's Creed.
which is impressive. I would not be able to keep focus like that.
Well, like I'm so close to the end of the game, like I might as well just keep going.
No, I totally agree. I am 100% with you on that. But yeah, I know the only real story I have to share from this week is because this is all I do now. I clean the house and I do this to keep from going insane. And my whole family, because my sister loves the DreamWorks Trolls stuff.
I need to see those movies.
They're not great. The only thing that I really like that much about them is the soundtrack for both of them. Because like
that's fair. Yeah.
It's fun music that everybody loves, and like I'm a huge Justin Timberlake fan, and I also love Earth, Wind, and Fire. So the fact that in the first movie soundtrack there's Justin Timberlake singing September, I'm like, I just yes please. But we watched the new one that they did the whole video on demand release for, and I was thinking the same thing too, and I watched the Chris Stuckman review for it, and he said exactly what I was thinking. Where like it is hilarious that this incredibly mediocre movie that most people would forget about in a week is going to be in film history textbooks as like the first movie to attempt to release during the coronavirus outbreak.
Yeah.
And do this direct-to-video bullshit. But, and also you can only rent it. Like, you couldn't just buy it out of hand.
That's how they're getting people.
Yeah, which is really frustrating. Like, we got it for $20, we got it for 3 days.
What? 3 days?
Yeah.
3 days. Holy crap.
So...
Potato salad took 3 days.
3 days.
But we were watching it. And my brother, my dad, and I all had a very funny realization, like 5 minutes into the movie, that we all couldn't stop laughing at. And it was the fact that the movie, it's the plot to Avengers Infinity War. Exactly. So the premise is that the evil rock trolls, because it turns out that all the different trolls are like divided amongst each other according to music genre. So, like, the trolls that we were following in the first movie are all pop trolls. And then there's the rock and roll trolls, there's the country trolls that are, like, really weird troll centaurs that have, like, horse bodies on their lower half, which was just really strange to see. There's that.
Patrol,
There's
Patrol.
Be there on the double. Who's your favorite Paw Patrol character, Levi?
Probably the one that wears the police outfit.
Me too. He's a badass. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Paw Patrol only podcast now. That is all we will be covering from now on, the Paw Patrol Academy.
I
But
fucking quit. I have a disdain for Paw Patrol that has nothing to do with actual Paw Patrol.
Oh.
It's that, so when we're sorting stuff, and now I don't have to deal with this anymore technically, but when we're sorting stuff on the unload line, people, including myself, will often see Paw Patrol stuff and just go, "Ah, yes, it says Paw. It goes to the pet department."
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah,
Oh,
And so
jeez.
things just get put in the wrong spot a lot, and it's a pain in the butt.
I developed a virulent hatred for like a couple different shoe brands when I worked at Journeys. Because like for no reason, some brands would like change the art on their boxes. So like my brain would like automatically go, ah, yes, this is a black box, so I'm putting these with the shitty DC skating shoes.
Oh
And
my
then like I
gosh.
got yelled at so many times. It's like, why are these Uggs with the DCs? And I was like, because the box is black. And I know I sound like a fucking idiot saying that out loud because I can read. I see numbers and letters on there. And I did not pay attention at all because I saw a black box. But we're watching this movie, and the main rock troll is trying to acquire the 6 music strings that belong to each of these sects of the trolls, and they're all colored like the Infinity Stones, and all glow like the Infinity Stones. And over the course of the movie, she's assembling them and putting them all into a special guitar instead of a gauntlet. And her plan is to eradicate all other forms of music and turn it all into rock. So it's this very strange version of Infinity War. I just kept calling it Infinity War the musical. And I was like, if at any point anybody turns to dust, or if the main villain says something even approximating a Thanos quote, I'm getting a back tattoo of her, and that's the end of discussion. And it was funny as hell watching it through that lens. And then eventually the strings turn to dust because something weird happens. It was a cute movie, and like Kira enjoyed it, and that's all that really
the
matters.
strings to destroy the strings.
Oh my god. I didn't even think of that until right now. It's Avengers, but like at the halfway point or a little past the halfway point, it also turns into Frozen 2, because then all of a sudden it's about colonialism and imperialism. Because it turns out that the reason that all the different groups all have their each respective string was because at the beginning of the troll timeline, the pop trolls went all like pop imperialism and stole all the other strings. And I'm like, this is now the plot of Frozen, where Anna and Elsa are like, oh no, our grandfather tried to murder these native peoples. And it was very strange movie. But that's all I really have this week, is that Trolls World Tour is Avengers Endgame the musical with a dash of Frozen 2 in it. And it occurred to me that I maybe watch too many movies that are geared towards children.
Frozen 2 is so much better than Frozen.
I agree with you on that. I enjoy it way more.
Frozen 2 is the perfect sequel. Screw The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, I mean, I do agree that I okay. Aside from, I mean, like you just said, Levi, Frozen 2, and Empire is the one that always gets brought up. In my opinion, my favorite sequel to something that outside of Empire, obviously, I like
Is Attack of the Clones.
Yes, absolutely. I like Back to the Future 2 more than the first one, and I always get side eye for that, because apparently most people think that 1 and 3 are good and then 2's just meh. I like 2 the most, and I don't know why, but that's the one that I find the most enjoyment in. So I get shamed for that one, and obviously Spider-Man 2 is in that echelon. But yeah, I think that's all we have for you guys this week. We just climbed over the hour mark here.
The Pope's been killed.
What just happened?
I forgot that you were playing Assassin's Creed, Travis.
Oh.
And I was about to check Twitter and felt like an idiot there. Connor did bounce to go get dinner, so I will do his socials for him. Travis, where can the lovely people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Travis Political.
Hell yeah. Joel, where can the lovely people find you?
The lovely people can find me on Instagram at 2 places, Bass and Bacon Cosplay and Jay Basenback Photography.
Absolutely. And Levi, where can the lovely people find you?
They can find me, if they so choose, on Twitter at Levi_Baum. BAUM. Americanized German last name. Very common.
Yeah. I think it's funny that like now you're calling out the way that that it's being said wrong, in the same way that I remember in junior high and high school how very exasperated you got when people said the way it should be pronounced too. So
I still get exasperated.
it all comes full circle.
Mm.
You guys can find
No. I'm still exasperated. If I introduce me as Bomb, you call me Bomb.
I want to that should be in your Twitter bio. Just Levi Baum, Professor Levi, still
Not Levi
exasperated.
Baum, not Michael Warren. Levi Baum.
I forgot that people confused you with Warren too. That's funny.
Yeah, Mr. Sheridan live concert on solo by Mike Warren.
Well, I have no recollection of that. You're shitting me.
No,
It was very unfortunate.
That's wild. That is. Oh my god. See, I would have been. Oh, I would have started a riot right then and there. That's some bullshit. You guys can find Connor on Twitter at Depa Banana. You can find him on Instagram at Conman. I forget the back part of that. One moment. Oh, it is JFO? Okay. Conman JFO.
You'll never guess what it stands for.
Just fucking off is what it stands for. No, I'm kidding. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DarkJedi2552. And you can also find the Nerd Academy podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And if you're feeling generous, you can chuck $1 into our Patreon that helps us keep the lights on around these parts. Obviously, if you're a $10 patron, whom we only have one of, you feel free to get this show a week early.
Oh yeah, so special thanks to our patron Jared Bachman Stubbs.
Oh, hey, I just received word that apparently Zoom is not the most secure of FaceTime applications and has been being hacked.
Yeah, it's fine.
So
Yeah,
that's a shame.
Yeah, I've been hearing tremors about that, which befuddles me with the amount of schools that are still using it. Like we use it to just bullshit and play like Cards Against Humanity online and shit, and there are still schools that are like, yeah, this is how we're gonna teach. But yeah, like I said, if you guys are feeling generous, chuck in $1 to the Patreon, help us out. We appreciate every single donation thrown our way, and we appreciate it very much for you guys listening as well. With that, you guys can tune into the rest of the shows Sunday mornings, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard for Knights of the Nerd Republic, and on Tuesday mornings, again, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Nerd Academy podcast. We got some cool patron content coming your way from Knights, hopefully beginning of May, so stay tuned for that. And Travis and I have an idea for something about the Nerd Academy because we realized that the Assassin's Creed timeline is batshit insane, more so than you might realize. Thank you guys for listening. Oh, what were you saying, Travi?
I was going to say, it is odd. That's the only way I can describe it, is odd.
Certainly, it's better than Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, you are right, but not by much.
Okay.
We will have that conversation once I hit the stop button.
Reading through a bunch of the stuff I didn't know about made me think of Kingdom Hearts. Because of like the random ass like little comics and side games that all tie into it that shouldn't, but do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's great. There's a little teaser for you guys. Class dismissed.